The purpose of this competition was to start on a level playing field, so anybody could enter the competition at all, regardless of their background, where they lived, and how much financial backing they had. We made the decision that we would help other people along that journey and tap into our passions of training other people. We wanted to see how creative it'd be, how much money they could make off the back of it. Would they lose the money that we've given to them? And off the back of it, we had 5,000 applications.
I've definitely developed as a person. My confidence has come on so much.
I'm here to win it. I'm here to be the one. There's some massive competition out there. No qualms, no questions about it. I'm here to win it.
Pull that cash in. That's what it's all about.
Good evening and welcome to the final of the one. We're all very excited to be here tonight and the most anticipated competition of 2021. And we've had over 5,000 applications to get to this point tonight, and I'm sure the final three are excited. Are you excited, table 1, 2, 3? We've obviously got a live panel here. We've got the family in here and the final three. With over 5,000 applications, this competition has had nationwide coverage, national coverage, local coverage, international coverage. So we are finally here tonight to find out who will be crowned the winner of the competition, who will be mentored by Stephen over the next period of time until we find out. So this evening, without further ado, we've got some lovely people in the audience tonight, but the main man himself, we're going to bring him on, Stephen Green. He's sat in his throne. If we can have a bit of a camera ping over to his new bit of furniture. Stephen, come and join us on stage. How are you feeling tonight? Never mind the three contestants. This was obviously a big deal for you, well, Steve.
I'm a little bit anxious for them. All three of them worked amazingly hard. They're all deserve to be in this room tonight with the competition that we've had. Is just a testament to all three of them. So let's give them another big round of applause for just being in the room.
We know you well enough now, Stephen. Is there going to be a twist tonight?
There is going to be a little twist.
To reveal what the twist is, we put it back upon Stephen and said he's got to grow a set of balls this evening because he was going to have a full panel decision. But Stephen, are you going to be making a decision on the finalists this evening?
Yes, so my team called me out basically. Midweek, they asked for a meeting with me. And they said that they felt it was unfair for the panel to make the final decision, and the panel should be purely advising me, and the final decision is on my head. And I reflected on it a bit because I didn't want to make the decision, and it probably was copping out a bit, if I'm being honest. And the reason why I didn't want to, because all three of them are worthy winners, and I would absolutely work with any of the three of them. So I wasn't bothered who it was. And that's why I kind of passed the book. But it's been put back on me. So I'll take the advice from the panel and I will make the decision.
Spot on. Well, Stephen, we'll join you a bit later on this evening. And without further ado, we've got some lovely people with us this evening. We have a video to the announcement was made, but we've got some celebrity panelists this evening who we're absolutely delighted to have. Some absolute legends who I'm very grateful. We're all very grateful that we've met them this evening. Top people. So we'll hit to a VT of our celebrity panelists.
Who scored? Yeah, I know.
Hedge over.
Have over.
I'll give it to you. It's Hedge Nova.
I was in this in school. Now, but you need that edge, you need that like dog mentality, and I've went there this camp.
Absolutely delighted to have the one and only. How does it feel to be back in Teesside, Mr. Paul Merson?
Hiya. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's been a long time since I was up here, but always loved it when I was up here, definitely.
And how are you feeling about tonight?
If I'm being honest, nervous. It's a big decision. I mean, it's a life-changing decision to the winner, so very nervous.
100%. And we'll pass the mic over there. Gemma Sharples, always a visual delight. Lovely to have you this evening. How are you feeling tonight, Gemma?
I'm excited and also nervous in equal measures.
It's been a big process for you this last 12 weeks as well, because obviously they'll be working closely with yourself as well as being obviously with Stephen.
Yes, it has. It's been amazing to see everybody's journey as well and everything they've done. So I'm just excited to see what the actual outcome is.
Spot on. And an absolute Olympic legend in the room this evening. Someone who I've got to admit it, I'm not going to deny it. My childhood crush, Sally. How are you feeling this evening?
Do I need to leave the room?
No, not at all.
I'm brilliant. Do you know, I've listened to all the three stories of the guys in here tonight, and lovely to see their faces. Yeah, it's going to be a hard decision, and but just excited to be here and honoured to be here. So thank you for inviting us.
Absolutely. Pleasure is ours. And Josh Kelly, what a legend in the house tonight. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. At North East myself, so I know what opportunities like this can mean. I'm only young in my career, so I mean, opportunities like this for people can just sort of catapult themselves into massive ways. So yeah, I'm buzzing and can't wait to see the contestants tonight.
Spot on. Well, without further ado, we will introduce our three finalists this evening. And the first on my list this evening is we're going over to table 3. Give her a massive round of applause. Cath, come and join us on stage. Cath, how are we feeling this evening?
Nervous but excited. A little bit of relief. I feel like I've done the hard work now. Just need to enjoy tonight and let people know how I've been doing and what I've been doing, and how my hard work will speak for itself, I think.
Spot on. Well, Cath, what we're going to do now is we're going to watch your journey that you've had to get to this point this evening.
So the competition, I've did the training with Stephen back in October, so I was part of his property group, and then I heard about the competition, and obviously I know what this is worth and how this could change my life. I know just after doing the 3-day advance what I got out of that. To be honest, when I applied and I was told there was 5,000 applicants, didn't think I had a chance. I missed my wedding anniversary last year. Can't you get up Friday morning? You're only doing a day at work. You can get up. We'll do a couple of hours and then you can still do a day at work.
No, why don't you just do your wedding anniversary on a Sunday? Don't shush. Why don't you do the wedding anniversary on a Sunday? I think
4 o'clock in the morning. Get here while it's dark.
How long have you been married for?
11 years.
11 years ago.
Find some self-comfort. So find a way
Every time I go through to the next round, I just can't believe it. It's like when I got into the 100, I couldn't believe it, and then the 12, and then the 9, and it's just unbelievable, and it's just such an achievement.
Give her one massive round of applause, Miss Cath. If you'd like to take a seat. And next, we'd like to bring up to the stage Mr. Gordon Wade. Give him a massive round of applause. Contestant number 2. How's it feel tonight, Gordon? Finally, this competition is coming to a close this evening.
Yeah, good actually. Quite excited about it and prepared. I'm happy that we've done everything possible this week we could do. So whoever wins tonight, good luck to them. I know how hard they've worked, because I've worked really hard. So yeah, let's have it.
Spot on. Gordon, let's have a look at your journey into this competition so far.
Researched for about a year into property, getting into property development, etc. And ended up on one of Steve's courses in December. So obviously I like the cut of his jib, down to earth, the way he speaks and everything.
Hello. Team member number 4.
How are we going? All right.
We're good. You're live, mate. You're live, being recorded with us.
Live and direct TV.
Who's back? Make it easy. John. Good. Come here, mate.
One massive round of applause. It's Gordon. And last but certainly not least, give him a massive round of applause for the one and only Mr. Dan Williams. So how does it feel, Dan, to be wildcard Dan throughout this competition? Have you feel like you've been labelled?
I think I have, and you know what? I quite happily owned it.
Absolutely.
I really have.
And you've obviously been absolutely phenomenal. How does it feel tonight for you to be here?
Well, I'm a few beers in now, so the nerves are starting to settle. I'm not going to have any more, though, because I will be talking gibberish if I do.
Spot on. Dan, let's have a look at your VT.
They think it's fabulous. I mean, from the moment that we started watching the first programme of Rich House, Poor House, and when we were all introduced to Steve and Gemma and the rest of the group, they've all kind of become a little bit a celebrity status in the Williams household, if you like. It's, Alfie's constantly saying, I've been to see Stephen Green this week. He's spoken to Stephen Green this week. So it's absolutely crazy.
To be able to be the one, you've got to get through and you've got to keep progressing. And, I am in it to win it. No point being here otherwise. I'm not here coming second, third, fourth, whatever. I'm here to win it. I'm here to be the one. Highs, lows, all that sort of stuff, the pressure on the family. Everyone will have been through exactly what I've been through. So you have a huge respect for that reason for all the other competition members. But no qualms, no questions about it. I'm here to win it.
Give Dan a massive round of applause. This is going to be an action-packed hour and a quarter. In exactly at 7:30, we will find out who is the winner this evening. So if you are joining us on YouTube this evening, this is what the next stage of this is going to happen right now. There is going to be another public vote. Stephen, if you can please come onto the stage. Okay, Stephen. So on this public page, you are about to click the send button on this poll. It is there. Stephen has got it primed for the next hour between the 6:15 and 7:15. There is going to be a public vote. One of these lovely people will leave the competition straight away. So if you are watching, what I do advise you doing, and I'll speak on behalf of all the three, because I'll tell you what, like Stephen said, any of these are massively deserving to be in this competition tonight, and to get to this far out of 5,000 applications, down to the last 100, down to 12, 9, 6, 3. Guys, you are all deserving to be sat there. So this next hour, you were prepped by Stephen last week to get as many people into the team support groups for yourselves as you can. This is what it's about. The competition is about making that leverage, and that's obviously something that Stephen talks into massively. So Stephen's he's on his phone there. We'll get hopefully this poll up. Stephen, are we there?
We are there.
So here we go. Do you want to do a little 3-2 countdown? Here we go. Everyone in the room from 5. Actually, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That poll is now live.
The poll is live.
So, Stephen, if you've got any advice for the people watching that are on these guys' support groups, what's your sort of advice to them?
This is all about leverage now, guys. You need to, I'm sure you're all aware, but your following needs to be sharing this, posting as much as you possibly can. And hopefully the teams that you've built over the last 12 weeks are going to get yourselves out there. I'm sure it's going to be crazy.
So we will be checking in. I know we've had a strict no phone policy for you guys up on stage tonight, but we will actually be going live into the obviously into the group to find out what the live voting situation is. So while that is happening, what we are actually doing is we're having the one of the candidates a 3-minute slot that they can pitch why that they should still be in the competition and why most definitely that they should be winning the competition. Now this panelist are going to have to be listening to every single word, because they're going to have to be coming back with you with some questions. And let's go with that. We're going to go in reverse order of the voting system. So from the last round, this is how we've drawn straws, if you will. So Dan, you are going to be the first one to have 3 minutes to pitch to the panelists, to the public, of why that you should still be in the competition. And Stephen, if you've got any words regarding this pitch, now would be your time.
The voting is away. Cath, I do apologise. Your name was not on initially for the first 30 seconds. However, you are coming back at a fast rate. We have had we've had nearly 2,000 votes in them first few minutes. With 169 shares. This is going crazy. It's exactly as I expected. Guys, like I said, I'd work with any of the three of you. You're all deserved to be in this position, so massive well done.
Spot on. Dan, if you can come to the centre stage, please. Give Dan a massive round of applause. This is obviously very nerve-wracking for everybody. So, Dan, I'll hand the mic over to you. I'm looking at the clock that's in front of me. You've got 3 minutes to pitch why you should still be in this competition and win.
Good evening, everyone. When thinking about this pitch, I thought there was 2 ways to go about it. I can either look at why I think I deserve this position, this role, this opportunity for what I've been in the past, or I thought I could pitch it as what I've got to offer. 3 minutes is not a long time, so I'm going to pitch it of what I've got to offer. Okay, I'm more than happy to answer any questions about the past that you may have. I stand in front of you today, a product of that man's tools. Okay, that man I'm pointing out for those looking on the screen is Stephen Green. Back in July last year, I sat down with my family to watch a program I wouldn't normally watch, a program called Rich House, Poor House. I ended that program in utter and absolute inspire.
I was fully and massively inspired, and I'd just watched. Back then, I was a person who took antidepressants to get out of bed. I was 3 stone heavier than I am now. I was in bad debt. There's a difference, by the way. There's good debt, bad debt. You'll have to do some of Stephen's training to understand that. And then in October, after the show, I contacted Steve and I said, listen, I'm fully inspired. Well done. Absolutely amazing what you've achieved. Steve invited me some training. I signed up some training. And since then, my life has absolutely turned. I've been using Stephen's tools now since October last year to achieve what it is I've achieved. Like I say, 3 stone weight loss, out of bad debt, no longer antidepressants. And believe it or not, back then, I had a ponytail, and I still can't believe people didn't tell me how ridiculous it looked and didn't tell me to get rid of it. I believe, without no disrespect to the 2 people who are sat here beside me, that I am the best fit for this opportunity. Through demonstrating the tools that Stephen has provided, I've been able to achieve those personal goals that I have. I'm now ready to achieve those goals at a business level. And I'm not just talking property. My background within antidepressants and mental health, I believe, stands me in great stead to go out and help many, many other people in the same position. And after a lot of inspiring and thoughtful messages after me getting my story out there recently, and I've kept my story back because I'm a person who kind of likes to focus on the positives in life. I've recently shared my story, and I've had a lot of people come back to say how inspired they were. I'm now ready to share that and change lives. Stephen's motto and goal and mission is to change 1 million lives. I'm ready to do that with him. That's why I believe I'm ready to be the one.
Well done. I give Dan a massive round of applause. We're keeping on a strict 3 minute for the most, so apologies to be ruthless there with you. Paul, this is your opportunity to ask Dan a question.
So what made you come off the antidepressants, Dan?
So what we're going to do there is we're going to come all the way through. So I'm going to hold that because we're on the microphone. So, yeah, we'll have that question there. We need the other 3 questions, and we'll go to Dan with the mic. Yeah.
So Dan, why do you feel, I know you said you are the one, but what makes you different?
Dan, you talk about your struggles and what you've come through. I want to know what it is you think you've got now that can take you to that next level.
Similar question to Sally. You've been through a lot of struggle, and I know I commend you. I clap my hands for what you've been through, because mental health's massive in sport. But have you hit your ceiling, or have you got any more to give, sort of thing?
Spot on. Dan, if you can come and answer those 4 questions, really powerful questions. So firstly, Paul, was regarding antidepressants.
Yeah, what made me come off them? Well, like I say, I watched that episode of Rich House, Poor House, and me and Steve both come from humble backgrounds. And we have a very similar background in the way that I've done some time in the army, done some time in the army. And I just sat watching that program thinking, why can't I do that? I can do that. Why am I sat here dependent on antidepressants to get out of bed in the morning? This guy's had some mental health issues. He's got over them. I can do that. And that was the flick of a switch. That's what made me think there. And then I had a taper off period from July to October, which is when I started the training. And then from that moment on, 7 months now, I've been antidepressant free.
Spot on. Well done, Dan. And what makes you different?
Well, what makes me different, and again, no disrespect, I believe that I've proven that I've used the tools. You know, I think the way I think of it, I'm 8 months into the journey of being the one. I've started using the tools. I've proven that I can use the tools, the discipline model. I know it like the back of my hand. I've been literally living and breathing it for the past 8 months. I've proven that I can use them tools to create a goal, and that was a personal goal. I'm now ready to create it and use them towards a business goal.
Spot on. And Sally, that was a very well worded question. Actually, we're going to come back to you because I'd like you to ask you exactly how that you worded that.
No, I think you talked about your struggles and what you've been on your journey. But but I want to know what it is that you've actually learned about yourself that is going to take you on to this next level. You know, it's not always about what you've been through, it's about what you've learned and what it is that you're going to that next level.
Spot on.
The biggest thing that I've learned in this past 8 months is how much I enjoy helping others, and particularly over the past 2 or 3 weeks, where my story started to gradually come out into the wide world, if you like. I've never been exposed as I am now. Honestly, my face has been all over Facebook for the past 3 months. And going back to what the question was, is what I now have learned is how much I want to help people in the same position as me, because there's no better feeling than I'm feeling at the minute. Whilst on the antidepressants, I knew there was a fog in my head. There was something holding me back, and whilst I was taking them, I knew that I wasn't my full self. I wasn't operating at my full ability. And at the moment I've come off them, I just feel like the world's my oyster. I'm ready to do anything.
Spot on. Well done, Dan. And have you hit the ceiling, or is there more of Dan that's still to come?
I've kind of covered that in the last question, but I've absolutely not hit the ceiling, not at all. I'm now 7 months, like I say, off the tablets. There's still plenty more from Dan, absolutely plenty. I feel like I'm perhaps, to use an analogy, cruise control in 5th gear. I'm ready to put my foot down and overtake anything and anything that comes in my way.
Give Dan a massive round of applause. And in second position from the live vote last weekend was Gordon. Give Gordon a massive round of applause. Gordon, stop watching on. You've got 3 minutes starting now.
Cool. Hi, everyone. Obviously, my name's Gordon. Now, going back, mine's a bit different. I'll go back 10 years for when I used to work. I used to work in food factories, food manufacturing plants, and I made myself a 10-year plan. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to get out of that because I was absolutely grafting my nuts off for somebody else. And I could see it by the way I'd rose up the ranks. I used to work on the factory floors, and I moved up to like team leader levels, in charge of people. And then I had to run the whole production unit. And then I realized that actually what I wanted to do to improve the place was never recognized. So you start getting frustrations and hitting ceilings. And I thought to myself, I'm putting all this effort in, I'm putting all these hours in, for what? So then I decided I want to run my own business. So I set myself a 10-year plan to get my own business, me and my wife, and see where we go from there. So we ummed and ahed what we wanted to do. We liked going to the gym. My wife liked yoga. I liked football, and we settled. And I liked hospitality. I liked making people feel good. I was always a good manager of people, and I'd always bring people up to my level. You know, I wasn't scared if somebody would overtake me or anything like that. I've had international people working for me where I've, brought them on, and I've had guys working in factory floors and now work in hospitals, in X-ray departments, just from me encouraging them to better themselves. So I really love helping people, but the main thing was I realized I needed to focus on myself. So that's where we got to, and we made the leap, and we actually we were fortunate in property actually, and it was an accidental thing where we made some good money on a house, and it was a total fluke. We bought it for cheap because of the bit weird story, but I won't tell you about it. But we ended up making some money on it, so we invested in it in a bed and breakfast. It was brilliant, and I loved it. Talking to people at breakfast, making people breakfast, blah blah blah, and it was just such a relief to channel my effort into something that was mine, and it's for me and my wife for the future. So it was brilliant. And then you probably heard this story, guys, if you know my background. We decided to have children. So we had one child. My wife had to have hormone therapy. We actually probably make everybody laugh. We got told we couldn't have kids. So we ended up having one. And then we were like, we're going to have another one. Now the hormone stuff's in there. We'll try for another one. And then bang, we got 3 at once. So we had triplets. So there we go. So we had to change our business model. So in this 10-year plan, I'm about 5 years in here. So we had to change our business model. We had to move out. We flipped the B&B to a holiday let, which was brilliant. And we we now have it fully managed, and my 10-year plan was to always get into property. Sorry, I nearly got there.
Gonna have to stop you there, sir. We're going reverse order. Josh, we're gonna come to you first, sir. And if you have a question for Gordon.
How do you think your experience and background will play out in the future? Will it play a good part, or will it sort of?
Pass that to Sally.
Obviously, yeah, you've had. I like the idea. You've got your goals. You've got your plans. There's been some swerves, but life's quite complicated. Do you feel where you are now that you can really go to that next level? Because whatever we want to achieve it's hard. You've got to be quite selfish at times, and I just think have you got what that really takes to go to that next level?
Hi, obviously I know your background. I've watched you on this journey so far. My question is, obviously with your 4 children and all the demands that you have right now, is this going to be tough with the commitment and everything that's going to be needed?
Wow, triplets. Wow. I like what you've done. +1, yeah, and I don't forget the older one. Yeah, I mean, I like what you've done. When you've been able to change your plan, which I think is amazing. Instead of just going bang 10 years and then carry on, you've changed. Have you got another change in you as well? If it comes along, if there's another hump in the road, you know what I mean? Like there was before. Sometimes it's how many times you can go to the well, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Spot on. I've had the initiative this time to write them questions down. Yes.
Literally all of these is what I was going to get into, so I'm quite happy you've asked these questions. I'm quite happy you've asked these questions because it was part of my plan.
So the experience and background part.
What was the full question? Because I know I was nodding my head when Josh said it.
So we'll go in reverse order. We'll go that back way around. So what happens if another change in your life happens? Another sort of curveball occurs?
Right. I'd be very surprised if there was a bigger challenge than having 3 kids at once. I'm not going to dwell on it because I've seen comments on social media about my sob story, blah, blah. You guys have obviously seen the background, and one of my little girls has obviously got cerebral palsy. So if something comes bigger than that, I'm sure I've got the tools to deal with it. Believe me, honestly. Yeah, I know it's a worded answer. I'm not going to get emotional about it, but that is massive, Paul. I can't. Yeah, there's people out there probably watching who have the same experience, and it's yeah.
Gemma's question kind of ties in nicely with that, and obviously that is this going to be tough process for you if you win because of obviously the commitment levels that you've already got dedicated to the farm?
No, I was going to finish off my story where the 10-year plan was to get into property, and I was just getting to the end of it, and I spent a full year researching people that do property training. So this was getting to the end of where we flipped to a holiday let and we'd already had our kids. So my 10-year plan was to get into this, which would start another 10-year plan. So I spent the whole year, I think I spoke to Steve about this, researching different people, and Steve's I just got that attraction towards him, probably all the swearing, to be honest. But just down to earth. I'm not into steering a boat in a suit. You know what I'm getting at, people that stand on stage with the full rig, and it just, yeah, you're down to earth, Steve. So that's what pulled me in. That's the start of it. I'm probably going to touch on this question. Mindset wise, now this is the thing where, yeah, it was really impressive to me. And I was at a level where I thought I am quite strong. I have a strong mindset. And pretty bulletproof, but when you're only at a level until you see something else. So you think you're at the top of your game until you see a bit of what somebody else is doing, and that makes you want to raise your game. So that's where I was. And obviously when we're done Steve's 3-day course, and then my background, I've moved on to another course with Steve just to raise my game. So I was comfortable not comfortable. I knew where I was, and I knew I needed to push on, but I didn't know how. That makes sense.
So the experience and background that you've got, do you think that will give you a good push for the skill set that you already have, what it'll take to go to that next level as well?
Yeah, massively. People that have probably been watching all the videos on YouTube, I am a natural leader in my job as manager. I got a load of good feedback. I am a people person, and I like to see people succeed. And it just got to the point actually during this competition when I actually thought to myself, I keep helping people. I need to help myself as well. I need to pull myself up. And then if I'm going to help people in the future, then I can bring them up to another level as well.
Spot on. Give Gordon a massive round of applause. Cheers, Gordon. And obviously, the reason why we're going in this order, bringing to the stage now, we've got Cath, who won the live poll last week. Cath, give her a massive round of applause. The reset button's there. 3 minutes starting now.
Hi, it's an honour to be on this stage from 5,000 applications. To be here in the top 3 is amazing. But I know I'm here because I am the one. I think I'm the one because from day one, I consistently applied myself. I listened, I learned, and I improved. From the off, I used my leverage and I got people behind me working towards my goal. I think when I worked on my own, I was creative, I was strategic, I was driven and I was focused. And in the next rounds, I worked strongly as part of a team. I brought ideas forward. I challenged the ideas of others and I spoke up to ensure the route to success for my teams. I haven't always been this confident person that can get up on stage and talk. I've been shy all my life. I wanted to blend in the crowd. And I've continuously pushed myself out of my comfort zone throughout this competition to develop my confidence and my skills. And I think I'm quite ballsy. I'm not afraid to question the direction of others if the end product's got my name on it. I've worked so hard to achieve the best results that I could achieve in the timescales that we were given, and nothing got in my way. In the vote last week, there was 3 of us going through. I was firmly in second position, and I knew I was going into the final, but second place was never going to be good enough for me. So I went out, I worked hard strategically to take that first position when the votes were counted. I was always going to work hard, and I was always going to work on my ultimate goal of becoming the one, because that is what's really important to me. And I hope that my drive and my energy and my determination comes across for the true passion that I have, because this is what I really want. And who is Cath and what do I want to do in the future when I become the one? So I've been an occupational therapist in mental health services for 15 years. I know that my career in the NHS is coming to an end, but mental health will always be a massive part of me. I see what Stephen's done for his local community of Redcar, and I want to do the same in my area of Middlesbrough. I love my hometown. We get a bad name up and down the country, but Middlesbrough's got some of the nicest people you will ever meet. It breaks my heart that Middlesbrough's got the highest rate of suicide across the country, and it's always been in my 10-year plan. And I don't know if you remember, I mentioned it in my training back in October, that in the future, I hope to learn the knowledge, the skills, and have the funds to be able to develop supported accommodation for people in Middlesbrough coming out of long-term hospital placement.
Sorry there. I feel awful, I really do. But I hear, Paul, we're going to come back to you then.
Hi, Cath. Yeah, I listened to all your stories. I mean, you know, I heard yours as well, being dyslexic like myself as well. And yeah, I mean, it's going to the next level, you know, as you see about being shy, blending in. I mean, I felt like, you know, I could have closed my eyes and I was talking up there, you know, the way you were talking. Can you go to that next level again? Because where you are now, to be the one and to get where Steve is to keep on going up, and you're going to meet bigger people like Steve and be in that kind of environment, and you have to talk really confidently. Have you got that?
You were talking, obviously, there, getting into it about what this means. For me, I'd just like to know, what is your why? What is the why of the one for you?
It's funny, your pitch was very different to how I imagined it to be, and it was quite refreshing almost, because you talked about just, you know, where you want to go and that vision, which is just so important. I come across a lot of girls that are forever not taking themselves to that real top level. Do you think that you can get through that barrier and to achieve something? You know, you talked about where you want to be and what you want to do. Do you really believe that one day you will do that?
Yeah, listen, I know confidence is a massive thing, and I struggle with it a lot myself, really, when I get up on stage and have to do things. So I just really want to question that in a sense and go back to Paul's question, because that was what I was thinking through everything. I was thinking, when you meet them big business people and you go on these trips and you're in different environments, can you step up and sort of build yourself and put a character on and play a character, but it's not necessarily you in a sense. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Spot on. Cath, if you can come back to centre stage. So confidence has been mentioned a few times there, and we'll go to Paul's question. Do you think the confidence might hinder you in going to that next level?
Yeah, I think I've continuously developed, and I will continue to develop. And I think just by pushing myself out of my comfort zone since January, I'm here today, I'm stood on stage, I'm being videoed, and I'm stood here and I'm giving it my all. And so nothing will get in my way. And you mentioned about me kind of saying about my dyslexia, and when I had to sit in my GCSEs twice again before I could get into university, I've always been that person that I've never give up. I didn't get it at school, so I'd done it in first year college, and then I did it again in second year college. Yeah, I should have had the support back then, because I should have had more support, but I was never giving up anyway, and I was always determined, and I was going to do. So I'll just continue to grow and develop, and my confidence will grow with it.
And a massively soul-searching question from Gemma about your why. What is your why, Cath?
So my why is my family, and my why is that I've always I started off this journey because I wanted to build something for myself. My husband's worked offshore for 10 years. My son's 10. He's missed 5 years of his life. Like, he works offshore half the time. I don't want him to work offshore anymore. So that is my massive why. But you know, as I've started to kind of get a little taste of like the business life, like what I might be able to achieve, that sense of achievement as well is something for me, and something that I'm going to develop and I'm going to deliver for my family. That's as important now as well. It's like, it's my turn to contribute. It's my turn to kind of give back to the family and provide. And the end of my speech that comes in a bit with the question about, like, you know, me achieving and my why. I had my letter of application when I was in the 5,000. My picture was of me holding my letter of resignation, and I pledged to resign should I become the one. And I'm that committed, and I'm going to do it that much. I've got that much into it. I've brought my letter here with me tonight. It's addressed and it's stamped and it's ready to be posted tomorrow should I be made the one tonight. I'm going to give this property business and my work with Stephen my absolute all. Nothing is getting in my way.
Kind of answers Sally's question.
Yes,
pretty full on, saying to smash through that barrier to take it to the next level. Commitment levels like that.
Yeah.
Cath, I won't even go there with you, because that yeah. Josh, obviously, again, that confidence thing. You need to have confidence to be able to speak to people. Again, have you what it takes to go through that? Again, putting in the barrier question through that confidence to get to this next level.
Yeah, I think it's probably similar to how I answered like the first question, is keep pushing myself. I know I've got what it takes. I've got the self-belief now. And I think if you've got self-belief, it's like that, I know it, so it's going to happen, and I'm working towards it, and nothing's holding me back.
Spot on. Give Cath a massive round of applause. Stephen, I think it's only right that we come back to you, because who else better can give a bit of a vote progress check than the man himself? So, Stephen, if you'd like to join us there, you might be able to see that on the screen. But, Stephen, where are we with the votes?
Okay, it's gone crazy. The post has had 2,304 shares already, and the votes are currently they're around about 8,000 votes already. Gordon is leading with 3,900 votes. Cath is second with 2,200 votes. and Dan's in third place with 1,300 votes.
Spot on. Well, guys, we've got another half an hour on the voting process. There's quite a few bits to do, so stay with us until the end. There is, again, a few bits of a twist about this evening. So what we might do this evening is we do actually have family in the house. So I think we'll come to Cath's family. Who have we got here?
I'm Cath's mum. Dad's watching at home. I have to say, I'm so proud of our daughter. She was always the shy one. She always grabbed onto her mum's dress, even up to 14. Never went on her first holiday with her friends at 17 because she was not streetwise. I've got to say, and thank you, Stephen, because she is the one in our hearts, no matter what happens, but she's driven. And I take that from the confidence that she's gained through this. And if you remember one thing that you said, Catherine, that somebody had said to you, why do you need to do Stephen Green's training? Actually, it was your mother. And I'm ashamed now of saying that because he's moved on massively. I can't measure you all, and I can only measure Catherine for a performance throughout this programme. I can measure her performance as well in mental health. And we talked about confidence on the stage, and with the local trust where she works, she's challenged practice for the most vulnerable and secure patients. And that work has been presented both locally and nationally, and she wouldn't tell you that. But I would say, yep, we're so proud of you. I can't explain any more than that. So thank you, Stephen.
We've got a very emotional mother there. That's good to see. We're going over to Team Williams. I do believe, judging by you certainly look like him. So I'm going to take a running punt that this is a
twins.
Yes. What have you got to say to Dan on the stage tonight?
All I'd like to say to everybody, we can't go off it and say, well, I'd like to say is congratulations to all three of you. You really absolutely done well. And if I'm to be honest with you, I forgot how much they'd actually done. And I had to look back and I thought, flipping hell, these guys have been so much. They've done so much and been through so much. It's absolutely unreal. And there's two proud parents here. We're absolutely proud of the guy. And we're also thankful for the support he's had as well. It's been aunties, uncles, nieces, cousins. They've all really helped Team Dan, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I saw the guy, I know he's been a Stevens training back in October. And I got to be honest with you, what Dan says is bang on the money. He's always been a confident lad, but there was something missing. He always had the tools, and I've worked alongside the guy in normal working environments, and that's how I knew he had it in him. But as soon as he went to see Stephen, and I'm not just saying this is a fact. He came back from there, he lost the 3 stone. His confidence went through the roof, but he was already a confident guy. He had tools which he already had, but it kind of it stamped it. Yeah, it kind of stamped what he already knew. And for me, I could see such a transformation in the guy. I was so proud. I really was. So thank you, Stephen. It was really good.
Hold on. We're going to have to go there. She's just grabbing the mic here. Do you know what I mean? I tell you, we're going to move on there. We're going to move over to Team Wade. Who have we got there this evening?
Michael Harvey.
Michael?
And we met Gordon about 6 months ago. And what he's done is we had a bit of a project on our hands, which is a raffle website. And it was a bit of a frustrating project. We couldn't get it up and running, and God just took hold of it. He's become the face of it. He's brought it on leaps and bounds. Probably brought it on 12 months faster than we actually could. So he's well driven. He's a good guy. So he's took hold of that project for us, and he's moved it on leaps and bounds.
Spot on.
I think it shows that, like Gordon, if he puts his mind to something, I've seen him work so hard on this, and he's been so passionate about it. If he puts his mind to something, I know he's put his mind to this, and he's got his heart set on being the one. And he's been quite inspiring to us and to other people that we know and other family and friends. And I think fair play to him. That said, I think each one of the finalists have been really impressive with what they've said, and I think either one of them would be a worthy winner. And I think fair play to all of them.
Spot on. Something that rings true with everything that everyone said there is obviously Stephen is an absolute genius at getting high level results from people that he comes into contact with. Whether it's a gift, it's certainly but the high level of training that Stephen's had in order to just make people believe in themselves. Everyone that's in this room tonight, there's always this. We always say, certainly at work, because I work closely with Stephen, there's always a high level frequency kicking about when Stephen's in the room, and that what everyone said there is only testament to Stephen and what Stephen does within the courses as well. So I have quite a few questions for our lovely panelists. If you are happy to take a few questions, Paul, we'll come to you first. So something that Stephen talks about, he's got one cracking model that goes by the discipline model. And ironically, we were talking about Tony Mowbray at the back there. And it baffles me. And I had a quick chat with Sally about this as well. Many people go through life who get to that top level because it's always been in them to have that self-belief. And it kind of ties in nicely to do with what obviously the family and friends have been saying this evening. So for you to get to that high level of football that you got, what is it? What does it take? What? Tell me.
Well, I'm a great believer. I mean, I think the easiest thing in the world is to get to the top, because I think you have that desire, like the three here, looking to be the one. So you have that desire to get there, and you get there. The name of the game is how long you can stay there, because then all of a sudden, Stephen will tell you get there, or Sally's been there, and Josh, you get there. And people get lazy. You've seen it a million times with people, and it's being able to stay there. And that's what the greatness is. It's not here, it's when you get to there. Because everybody has a goal. I've always lived my life on goals. I have to have a goal. If I don't have a goal, I went into treatment. I come out, I wanted to play for England. That was my goal. They said, oh, it's a bit high. But I played. But then when I got to there, and then it's like, what do I do now? And you have to stay there. And that's the most important thing for me. The easiest thing in the world, get to the top, got to stay there. We see one of the greatest boxers of all time in Mike Tyson get to the top. Who would have thought he was ever going to get beat by Buster Douglas? It's because he got to the top and he got lazy. And that's what it's all about, is getting there and staying there. And I think Stephen will agree with that. I think everybody will. I think that's the name of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you've hit upon two letters there of the discipline model. Paul, I'm going to stay with you a second. The desire and goals. Desire is the letter D, lasting goals. That were exactly about goal setting. I've got a question again about that self-belief, and the next letter, would you believe, is imagination. When people say, I dream of doing that, how far do you take that dreaming to do something? Like, when did this I need to be at the top flight come in? Because we have to probably understand it was probably at an early age.
It was at an early age, but I never thought I would. I was very, what the lady said there, the mum, I was like that. I was shy. I couldn't, I was very shy. I couldn't, when I was playing football, I get palpitations. I had to come off because I couldn't breathe. I was that nervous. And it was hard. It was hard. And then, I don't know, it just, as I got older, it became easier and easier. And when I did get palpitations, I knew when to breathe and how to breathe. And it sort of passed by, and I knew it wasn't a problem. It's hard work. It's hard work. You watch footballers and, in any sport, and people go, I can do that. It's hard work. It's hard work. And, the three people up there, fair play, because what they've gone through is hard work. To go from 5,000 to 3 and then want to be the one, it's hard work. But when you get to the one, it gets harder. And that's the question, is who can do that and keep on working and working instead of going, oh, I've got my break now. And then you become lazy. You hear it so many times. I've seen it a million times. It's having that desire.
What bit of advice can you give to anybody that when it does get hard, what do you need to do then when it does get hard?
I think work harder. And not get put down. I mean, I've had major problems with my own mental health, and it's being strong-minded. It's being strong and believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. The day you start doubting yourself, that's going to be the problem, and have confidence in yourself. These three people who got up there today, it's amazing. Honestly, I have so much respect for them all. I heard all their stories. I listened to all of them, and, they've all done unbelievably well. Whoever doesn't win, and obviously two people are not going to win, that doesn't mean they're not good. Then you got to go again and go again. This is not the end. And for me, that's what it's all about. Who's to say that someone who doesn't win this won't be as successful as the person who wins it? And that's what it's all about. It's not, I got pushed aside many a times playing football. I played for the county once in my whole whole time at school. I didn't get an apprenticeship at Arsenal. I got a youth training scheme because they didn't think I was too small. So, it wasn't easy, and you have to keep on working hard. And this is what I'd say to all of them here. Whoever doesn't win it, don't stop there. You haven't become bad at what you're doing. You've just been bang unlucky this time, and then maybe next time you get that bit of luck. It's all about breaks, and when you get that break, you take that advantage and you make it pay, and you don't, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
Yeah, spot on. Give Paul a massive round of applause.
Good luck, everybody.
So, Gemma, you've obviously got a lot of experience in business. The business, I say, Stephen, like you say, you are an absolute power couple. And I guess with yourself, I've got a few questions orientated around business, because at the end of the day, we always say when you get to that property portfolio stage, you are running it like a business. What is the ultimate key to success?
The ultimate key to success, I would say, is being disciplined with everything that you do, being consistent, and also always pushing for better, always to keep to that next level, that level of thinking, raise it, raise the bar. And like Paul said there, don't be lazy with things. Consistency is the key, and always have the solution mindset. We all have problems, things come, the more you can stay in the solution, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, spot on. So again, that hard work, and it kind of ties in with that persistence that we talk about. You put a cracking post on Facebook the other week, Gemma, and it really stuck with me. There's no losses. It's all about wins and learns. So, and going back to what Paul said there about being strong-minded to take sometimes the curveballs that we were saying, because that was a few of the questions asked. What will you do if a curveball's been handed to you? But if you can talk into that wins and learns, and what does that actually mean? There's no losses. It's all wins and learns.
Absolutely. Everything that comes into your world or your life, if it's bad, and it's something at that time you probably don't want to have, I believe that it's needed, it's necessary to actually allow you to become the person you need to be for that next level. There's things that have happened in my life, and even though they were bad, when I look back, I go, I needed that. I didn't know at the time I needed it, but I needed it. It enabled me to be who I am today.
Spot on. And if you had sort of a parting message to give the final three, what would that be to do with their future business, whether they win the competition tonight or one of the contestants will be going out in 15 minutes time? What have you got to say to their future business, whether they do or don't win the competition?
I would say to each and every one of you that you've all been amazing. I've loved seeing your growth and your journey. It's been fantastic. And I was also with that is just don't stop. Just don't stop. You've got it. You've already cracked it. You're already doing it. So whatever you put your mind to now, you can do. So well done.
Spot on. Give Gemma a massive round of applause. Sally, we briefly touched upon this, and it was about a visualization, and how it's bizarre that we were talking about conscious, competent, and people who just do this naturally. I don't feel it's any coincidence that, again, everyone's top flight and they're already talking about what we teach. Stephen's discipline model, I do believe it's firmly the best in the world, but that desire and imagination. And for you, sort of the same questions for Paul. When did it start, and when did you know that self-belief had to be to get you to the top flight, and then handling them knockbacks of maybe not being picked for the training, or however that looks for you? When did that begin?
It took many years. I think I was always the one that would always put myself down very quickly. And I had a massive talent. I trained hard, but I was probably always the one that said, "Oh, she looks good over there," or "God, this is massive." And I say it was the last part of the jigsaw I had to learn. It didn't come naturally, and I had to put myself into sort of another acting role, almost had to be somebody else to deal with this, and literally it only happened a year before Barcelona, and it was about being taught the power of the mind, about visualization, about self-belief, and I worked on it every single day, just finding sort of 5-10 minutes, and it was the difference from coming second the year before to standing on the top of that rostrum, and I've sort of put down probably, there was girls in that race that were faster than me, they were stronger than me, they were taking all sorts of things, but beat them because I had that self-belief, and that's what allowed it. And I always say it's the most powerful tool, and it's good to see all three of these guys that have got that, and and not many people have out there, but you can teach yourself it.
You've obviously got to be mega disciplined to have that training regime. I mean, what was your at the peak? What was your training regime like? And it's a case of you have to be dedicated to allow yourself them hours that you were doing it. How do you sort of tell yourself? Because on days when you wake up and go, training's going to be a bit hard there. What was your inner chat that you had to tell yourself in order to get out on the track?
It was usually about the rivals, so I used the rivals to fuel me, and used to say, I'm sure Sandra's not in bed and not training today on Christmas Day or whatever it would be. So I'd use that as a positive, and rather than anything else. And I always, you're only ever as good as your last race. You still got to go out and you still got to prove it. And I think what Paul was saying, the hardest thing is when you do succeed and you are that Olympic champion, staying at the top is hard because everybody expects you to do it. And and that was about always setting new goals, always challenging yourself, and and never having that sort of barrier, and just going, wow, what else can I believe? And it's just it's always just, I don't know, I had an amazing people around me that brought me back down to earth, but it's just the challenge was being the best version of who I could be, and that's what spurred me on.
And how do we inspire youngsters, whether it be sporting, whether it be business, whether it be music, art? What do we need to do with the younger generation in order to inspire them to go on to do great things?
I think it's about the mind, and it's about being kind to yourself. It's about realizing what you're capable of and not always putting yourself down. There's whoever you are, it's the biggest thing I come across are people just that self-doubt and just always giving themselves a hard time, and making them realize that you learn because of things have gone wrong, and massive things again went with me, but it's about that whole thing of not dwelling about it for 6 months or whatever, and the skill was to put it behind you and move on and have that real self-belief. And I went through that because it's going to make me a better person, and just to start learning that mindset.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I mean, that's exactly what we talk about, of saying that you're all talking about things that that again are on that model that Stephen teaches, that to be kind with yourself, that I am, you've got to be kind with yourself. So absolutely phenomenal. Give Sally a massive round of applause. Josh, same sort of line of questioning for you, brother. It's a case of what does it take like to get to top flight? What's your take on it?
I think you've got to have a vivid imagination to see yourself where you need to get to, where you need to be. I mean, coming from humble beginnings in England, I didn't really stand much of a chance, to be honest. But I grew, and next thing you know, I'm competing in the Olympics, and I'm the youngest Olympian to turn professional, and I'm the Olympic bunch, and I'm winning titles, and but also on the other hand, you've got to be willing to take them setbacks and knockbacks. I mean, I've just had a massive knockback in my career just recently. I've just lost a big fight, a European title, which would have moved us on to a world title contention. And obviously, I've got to regroup, rebuild. I've got people around us and have a positive mindset, strong mindset to get through it and move into the next position. And obviously, in business, you get knockbacks right, left, and centre. And like repeating what the guy said, if it doesn't go your way today, listen, you just got to keep your strong head on your shoulders, look forward, and look how far you've come. Like, to be honest, you got to look how far you've come and say, have I just come this far just ready to come this far, to be honest. So I think you got to have good imagination and sort of really be unique and sort of get yourself out there, get yourself forward, and just believe in yourself, like everyone was saying.
Spot on. So whether it's a manager, whether it's a business mentor, whether it's a track coach, whether it's a boxing coach, believe it is the people that you surround yourself with that they can excel your results. Is it about being around the right people?
100%. I mean, a lot of it can be done through yourself. Like, obviously, I didn't have the best people around me in the environment I was brought up in, but I had my dad and my mum who were strong believers in I had a talent, and I've got to really put that to work. And me and my brother was sitting at the back of the room. He was alongside that alongside that routine and discipline. And obviously, he went one way, I went the other. And obviously, he's done well in his thing, but I've done good in sport. And I mean, working alongside Steve, and you can see how far these guys have come already, and to have a solid foundation for solid people around you. You're just a product of the environment when it comes down to it, and when you're really not about with the people who you want to be like. You do really take that mindset on, and you start believing in yourself, because these guys, they're putting, like you said, the frequency and the energy there, emitting, you're carrying that through your daily life, and now you're believing in yourself, and you know you can operate on this level. It's just a matter of getting there. So when you're there and you're seeing what they're doing, and it's not much different to what you know you can do, it feels good. I mean, you step in the ring or you spar with a world champion, and you think, to be honest, I'm not that far off this. It's not all what I've imagined. So he's always out of date, but he's got the potential to be absolute superstar. So like, you're not far from it either, to be honest. He's not far from it at all. But you just need to be in that environment, be around the right people like Stephen, and I'm sure everything will go good. I mean, I'm only young in my career, and the opportunity with these guys are getting here. I mean, I know, God, I pick a handful of my friends and they die for it. So like, it's been absolutely amazing meeting them all, and I wish them all the best in the future.
Give Josh a massive round of applause. Stephen, in your throne, again, it's a case of everything that they're talking about there. We have this conversation all the time about people who just do this automatically without even thinking about it. And I was kind of ties on nicely from what Josh is saying about managing your state and managing your emotions and taking them knockbacks. You've had some crazy knockbacks in life this last sort of year or two, you know, with family members, you know, and what you've been through, injuries to do with your double Ironman, you know. So what is it that it takes for you to get over that, about managing your state and not taking them knockbacks in order to move forward? It's all about progressing and moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it's belief is. There's obviously the 10 steps, which I believe there's 10 steps to be successful, which is my discipline model. But that self-belief, it's so important. And today, I've done 70 mile on the bike today and a 4-mile run. And I got a little bit pissed off, if I'm honest, because I'm cycling with my dad. I love my dad to bits. But I've always been doubted my whole life by everyone around me. Always tells me that I couldn't do things because I struggled at school, because I was always the last one to learn things. In the army, I failed my weapons test over and over again. I was told if I didn't pass it, I wasn't going to make it as a soldier. I was back trooped in basic training through injury, and just them knockbacks over and over. And today I just look, because I've got a belief that I can do 4 Ironmans back to back. And I know that most people said I wouldn't do 2. And I know people are now saying it's crazy to think that I can do 4. But just having a conversation with my coach and that this week, it's like there was a little bit of frustration. And I kind of said to him, when we announced this, he's like, "You're not ready." It's like kind of holding me back. And it's like, we need to see certain markers. And I said, okay, what are the markers? Tell me what the markers are, and I'll go out and achieve the markers tomorrow. And I've done that 70 mile a day in the 4-mile run, and I'm already practically at the markers. I could have done that straight away. And it's the frustration comes because I don't follow life by other people's rules. I don't care what other people believe is possible. I've got my own model of the world. I've got my own belief, and I really don't care what anyone else thinks. I just think belief in yourself it's just so important.
And lastly for you, Stephen, and it kind of triggers on from what your lovely lady said. What is your why? Why do you do what you do? The amount of you've got a heart of gold, mate. Like you say, what you do, you go above and beyond for everybody. What is your why? What is it all about?
My why is to drag as many people over the finish line with me as possible, because a lot of people can say this, and there'll be people watching this now, so there's a lot of evidence to say this. And we obviously had Sarah on the training the other day. I was the smallest person, and I know you get people say I was small and stuff like that. I was the smallest lad in my entire year. I didn't start puberty till I was nearly 19 years old. I was tiny, I was skinny. Everyone ripped me off my entire life. And because of that, I had a big ego issue, and I'm willing to admit that. Like, my whole life, I just wanted to go, fuck off, I'll prove you all wrong. And for a lot of my life, I'd done things that were not for me. I'd done it because I wanted to prove other people wrong. And it wasn't until I reached that target, I thought, right, if I can set the target of being a millionaire, that's it. Life will be great. All my problems will go away, and I can shut up the entire world. And I remember that first day that I sort of counted up my portfolio, and I realised, and I thought, I'm over £1 million worth of net. And initially it was kind of like, whoa, I've done it. And the next day I remember just waking up and thinking, I don't feel any different. I feel exactly the same as I did yesterday. And it was from that moment then that I realised it was not about the external things that I was searching for, and that I had the ability to have that happiness the whole time. And that happiness is not a destination, a state. And off the back of that, my focus went off myself and I started putting it on other people. And when I did that, I've never been so fulfilled watching other people achieve their goals.
Go on, give Steve a massive round of applause. I've got a strange feeling that our 3 candidates here would have been looking down at this clock and seeing it ticking down, and it is now 7:15. We will have an answer on that poll. That poll is now finished as of now. Stephen, if you can please join me on stage. Bring your device with you that will reveal the answers. Truthfully, I am as in the dark with you as you guys are. Stephen's, we put a no phone policy there. So, Stephen.
We still have a few minutes left. Well, let's check where we are currently. Okay. I just want to go back one step. This is something I want to look at first. So, the vote so far. The post has reached, and it's got a delay on this. It takes about 10 minutes to catch up. It's been sat at that figure for a while the votes are going up. The post has reached 64,000 people. There's been over 10,000 votes coming. The post has been shared over 3,000 times. We are currently Gordon in the lead with 5,200. Cath is in second place with 3,200. And Dan is in third place with 1,800.
There is, what time did we say that is? We've got 1 minute left. So, guys, that will be coming down. Stephen is a stickler with time. There is literally less than 60 seconds. So, you've still got time to vote. If you haven't voted, make sure you put in that poll there. As soon as that clock strikes 15 minutes past, I guarantee you that Stephen will be putting the hammer down. How are we feeling? $15 minutes past.
On the actual poll, there is 3 minutes to go.
You're not here. He's making us all sweat here. I tell you, we're going to go to Gemma Sharples here. From someone, obviously, who knows Stephen rather well, how's this process been behind the scenes? Because obviously you'll get to see a lot of things that the general public won't. So how's it been for you as a family, this process as well? Because it's obviously, you've had things arriving at your house. You've had heaven knows what delivered. You've had parcels. You've had bouncy castles put in the back garden. How's it been for you?
For us, it's been amazing. To see everybody's journey has been amazing. But yes, we've had people delivering things to us. I've had pizzas, I've had cookies, I've had bouncy castles in the gardens, I've had parties, I've had lovely cards and letters. I've had somebody, Sarah, who was coming every single morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, posting Sarah Brown is the one. So I could hear my gate going 5 a.m. every single morning. And there was Sarah. So it's been a great journey. It's been fantastic to see what everybody's been doing and the creativity as well. So we've had a lot of laughs with it. We've had pop-up people at the property. That's actually put the shits up Stephen. So that made my day. But yeah, it's been fantastic.
And have you got one last message to say to the three before we finally close this poll off for the evening?
Yeah. You have all been amazing. Keep on pushing. Keep on doing what you've been doing. And just smash whatever you want to do.
Spot on. Stephen, if you can come back on the stage there, sir. Any sort of final parting words for you before we hit the hammer down on this one?
Just a massive well done, guys. You have all inspired me, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The level of creativity that I've seen in this competition has just been amazing, and you three have all inspired a lot of people. So let's give them all a big round of applause. Okay, we are on to the last 30 seconds. Let's have a countdown. Over to you guys. Give me the 10-second countdown.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I am taking the scores as they are. What I want to say, guys, is if you are watching in now, and for you three, there is going to be a twist at the end. So be aware of that. The two people that will be going through at the final two is Gordon and Cath.
Dan, if you can come and join us there, sir. Dan, if you can take the microphone there. How has this whole process been for you? How does it feel at this point? There's part elements of this surely that you must feel slightly relieved almost.
Do you know what? This from the beginning, 5,000 applicants, and here I am stood in third. What can I say? I mean, this changes nothing. What I said on the stage and what I pitched, I am now on a mission to change people's lives in the same way that I've changed my own using these tools that this guy teaches. And this was never about the money for me. That was what I want to do, and that's what I still want to do. So with your help, Steve, I'd love to help you on your mission to changing millions of people's lives. Thank you.
Give Dan even bigger round of applause. Dan, you can go now by your family who have been absolutely stars this evening. Dan, if you'd like to go and take a seat with your family there, sir. Okay, so this part, Stephen, would you like to explain what's going to happen now?
So I'm going to ask questions of the panel, and the panel are going to advise me who they believe should be the one out of these two. I am allowed to take their votes, or I am able to go against that. So I'm going to go in reverse order this time. So, Josh, over to you. Out of the two people, am I jumping ahead, Dean?
No. You're gonna have to go next to Josh to hand in the mic there.
So, Josh, please tell me who of these you would choose to be the one and why.
Oh, mate, I couldn't even choose between three, to be honest. The amount these guys have been through in business alone blows my mind. So, listen. Feels like I'm on X Factor or Britain's Got Talent. I'm and I'm not that type of guy. Listen, I'm stuck, totally stuck.
No, this is obviously quite a difficult position to put the panelists in.
Mm-hmm.
They have obviously watched the process that you've gone through, and I appreciate. Unfortunately, this is now the decision that is for the panelists. Stephen is there to advise, but Josh, we do need an answer.
I don't know. It's going to be when you get you, Paul. It's going to be really hard. But listen, I think Gordon's a confident guy. I think he's at a level where he can operate. But I do believe that Cath is she's got a lot to give. So I'm going to give Gordon, mate. I'm going to give the vote to Cath, if that's all right. Sorry, mate. Well, honestly, cheers. Thank you.
That is one vote to Cath. Sally.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, over to you, Sally.
Thank you very much. Yeah, both of you will be amazing if either of you won at this. My vote is, I'm going both ways. I think Gordon would get on really well with you. I can see, I don't know, but there's a similarity, and I can see you guys working together. But I love what Cath is going and her vision and where she wants to go with it and what she wants to do. And so my vote would be with Cath.
2 votes for Cath. Okay, Gemma.
This is really hard because I think you're both amazing. I think you've both smashed the competition and how you've applied yourself, and the journey and the creativity has just blown my mind. From following you both, my vote, I feel, is going to go Cath. And I think it's because I think your growth has just been amazing and immense. And I think you've got so much more to give. And I think with yourself, Gordon, you've been absolutely amazing as well. But my vote is going to go with Cath.
So that is 3 votes.
Thank you,
Cath.
Gemma. 3 votes with Cath.
Do I need to do it now?
Paul, we do.
Yes, because I can go against it.
Right. Okay. You're not going to listen to me, Stephen? This is very difficult. I mean, Gordon very confident. I mean, everything he's done. I think Gordon will be all right. And I mean that, and I think, you know, but I just, with Kathy, I could close my eyes and it could have been me, you know, the confidence, the dyslexic, and I know what it was like for me when I was a kid, and I know how hard it is. And I heard the story and bringing the kids, and the husbands had to work away, and I know having kids how hard that is as well, and I know with you as well, Gordon. But I can relate to Cath more with my story, and I'm going to pick Kathy, and I'm very sorry, Gordon. Sorry.
So Stephen, that is 4 votes. If you can join me up here.
Paul, thanks very much for that. Gemma, thanks very much for that. Sally, thank you. And Josh, thank you as well.
This is now the point where, Stephen, you can obviously listen to the panelists and their votes. We did press for the book to stop with you. You can change the way the voting has gone, or are you accepting and agreeing the way it has?
This is hard. I feel emotional. Guys, I'm massively inspired by what you've both done. And I am going to say that after I make this decision, that there is a twist, like I say. So please bear with that. The person that I'm going to choose, and you've both inspired me massively over this period of time, is Cath Locke.
Before we speak to Cath, Gordon, if you can just join us here, sir.
Thanks, everyone.
Again, Gordon, and as I said to Dan, there must be an element of both here, commiseration and a bit of relief that we spoke literally beforehand, and it's been, you said you got quite emotional on how tough it's been, certainly at home this week, in particular, because you have, as the Harmony would say, grizzed it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Literally this week, probably like what you would do when you get to a final. We left the best till last on that vote, and we had a massive plan. And I mean, you've just seen the vote there. We had a big strategy, and it paid off. And so we hit it hard. But we didn't know what was coming there. So thanks to everybody coming. But yeah, it's literally, as soon as you said Cath's name there, the weight off my shoulders just went boom. It's just, it's been really hard. And I sent a video in to Sean, like a video just saying how hard it was been, and whoever beat me out of Dan or Cath, then hats off to them, because the last 3 weeks, me, my wife, and all my friends at Fellas, we put everything in, and that is no word of a lie. I can't look back and say, what have I done this, what have I done that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. We had a full plan, full strategy. We hit it, and we hit it hard. And I have no regrets out of anything. I won't look back and say, what if, or what have you done that? Just well done, mate, honestly, because you've hit it hard. Dan, mate, massive respect as well. We were on a course together. And I know how good Dan is. Dan is going to rip it up. He was brilliant on our elite course that we went on. So yeah, and a shout out just to had a good relationship with the crew, Team B. So Adam, Mia, and Nat, thank you very much, mate.
Spot on. Give Gordon a massive round of applause. Gordon, if you'd like to go and join your family and friends. Well, Cath Locke, if you'd like to, if she doesn't know whether she can stand, she's just said there. So, Cath, if you can try and stand and come over, give Cath a massive round of applause. Cath, I think it goes without saying, you've definitely been a front runner from the start. You know, you've clearly worked very, very hard. How are you feeling?
Just thank you to everybody who supported me throughout this competition. My husband and my mum are here now. My sister Hannah and my friend Sarah have all just been amazing. But all of Team Cath, there's too many to mention. They know who they are. My Team A originals, Sarah and Neil and Eduardo, we've been still having FaceTime calls, and we're still close. Gordon and Dan, even before this bit, us being in the final 3 together, you have been ones that I've watched throughout. We've all worked so hard, but you have kept my eye on you because you're my competition throughout. You have done absolutely amazing. Yeah, and I'm lost for words, but yeah, absolutely amazing. But yeah, thank you. My support of my local town have been absolutely amazing, getting behind me. And then within your team, I've had Alan. Graham has been my mastermind throughout the full competition, and he's been great as well. He's been my supporter throughout from Property Academy. So yeah, thank you.
And last question for you: how does it make you feel being crowned the one?
I feel like all my hard work. I never ever. I did start to believe it, but when I first applied for this, it was just felt like so far out of my reach. And then every time you get through a round, you can't believe it, and you're amazed. And I've got here now, and I've worked so hard for months and months for this. This has been going on since January, hasn't it? And everything that I've done, and it's paid off, and it's just brilliant. It just feels absolutely amazing.
Spot on. Well, Stephen, if you can lead Cath to the thrones, we do have the appropriate crown, but there's also the most important book.
Give her a massive round of applause.
Whilst we're doing that, can we please have Dan and Gordon back to the stage, please? That black file will become the most important tool in your arsenal. So make sure that you'll be using it with your journal. Cath, if we can invite you back, please. There was a twist. Cath, come and join us. Stephen does have something. Take your crown. You wear the crown with pride. Stephen, over to you.
Guys, I believe in life that you've got to put yourself out there, and you've got to be in it to win it, as they say. And you 3 have all done that. So I want to raise the baton, and I want to make all 3 of you my business partner. We will form a limited company. We will work together on investments in property, all 3 of us. I've also got something else I'd like to do as well for Gordon, because I know he's been doing this for his baby girl, Amelia, and he didn't mention that as much tonight because I know he's had a bit of stick for it. And funnily enough, we've all spoke about this tonight. If you look at these amazing people that are all sat here, and all four of them talk about the criticism that they have to face in the public eye all the time, and you've got four massively inspirational people, and you just, unfortunately, it just happens, and I've seen all of you three getting stick for that. So Gordon's looking to raise some money for his daughter so she can have an operation. And the amount of people that are watching this right now, this post has had over 3,000 shares. There's over 10,000 votes. I call now your best friend here to set a GoFundMe page now, and I want to raise £100,000 so that can happen. And I'm going to start that off by putting £5,000 in the pot.
Guys, we've already got a GoFundMe page, Just Giving page. Hit our Instagram, the Yorkshire Triplets. It's already up and running. We've had people donating already, so it's brilliant. Thank you very much, Steve. I really appreciate it.
And that there does wrap that up for obviously the one. It's been an intense 12 weeks. There's a few announcements from you guys, from the team. The PIA team have worked absolutely tremendously to make everything run like it has done this last 12 weeks. So trust me, from a team point of view, it's been equally stressful for them guys as it has been for you. So Stephen, if you'd like to end the evening on a few words, and I'm sure you will, but guys, very well done.
I'd just like to say that massive well done to everyone who supported these guys. I've seen your followers and how hard that they've been working for you guys, and I'm sure you're aware of that. So a personal massive well done for everyone who's watching this, who supported these guys, because these three wouldn't be here if it was for you lot. So a massive well done for that. All of you guys in the room that are supporting these people, and I know how much it means to you as well. So thank you for coming and being the support that these three people need. Massive thanks to Paul, someone who I've always loved watching Soccer Saturday. The guy's an absolute legend. Gemma, obviously my partner, the absolute rock in my life, our businesses. Sally, who I watched win her 400-meter gold medal. I actually watched that live. And Josh is somebody I've followed for a few years as well. So when they contacted me a few weeks back asking could they do some property training, I said, I actually follow your journey. And this is the reason why I wanted this panel here, because all of these mean a lot to me. I find them all very inspirational. So give the panel a massive round of applause. I just want to say a massive thank you to the TV production company and all of the discipline team for this whole setup, everything that they've done. So give them a massive round of applause as well, please. And lastly, if you're watching this now, you've heard the inspiration from these three. You've probably seen it. You've heard Dan's story. I say this all the time, that I believe there's an inner power that we all possess and we're all capable of a lot more. So if you're watching this now, let this be your trigger. Let this be your inspiration. Thank you.